against the law. Mark glances out the window to observe Angel and Joyce walking towards them. Mark. Heads up, Thomas. Angel and Joyce are walking towards us. Thomas quickly extinguishes the cigar as Angel approaches the back door. Angel. Are you gentlemen almost done with your private meeting? Thomas. Yes, we are. Thank you, Albert, for speaking with us. Albert. My pleasure, detective. Don't you lose that business card. Thomas and Mark exit the limo when Angel begins to sniff the air. Angel. Why do you smell like fucking cigar smoke? Thomas. It was Albert who was smoking the cigar. Mark. I second that because I was with Thomas in the limo. Thomas. Did you obtain any interesting information from the kids? Angel. We had obtained enough information to make us want to visit the Hart family funeral home. Joyce. But we need to return back to our funeral home first to change and to have a bite to eat. Angel. I'm very surprised to find you two clowns still here waiting for us. The four detectives get into their vehicles before they disappear down the street. Embalming room. Thomas, Angel, Mark, Joyce, Mercedes standing in front of the casket containing Tabitha's embalmed body. Angel. This is the fucking emergency you were talking about? Joyce. So who's the fucking chick? Mercedes. Her name is Tabitha Wilson. Joyce. So who was Tabitha Wilson when she was alive? Angel. And what was Tabitha Wilson doing in our public storage garage? Mercedes. Tabitha used to work for Dragon Lady but she disappeared. Joyce. So you think that Dragon Lady is responsible for Tabitha being in the casket? Thomas. Dr. Bellows will be stopping by to fill out the medical certificate. Angel. Well, whoever killed this young lady knew how to embalm her. Mercedes. Dragon Lady has that ability due to being a funeral director. Joyce. I guess we'll have to visit lockup to interview Dragon Lady about this situation. Angel. So Tabitha is already embalmed and resting in a casket. Mercedes. I know someone who works over at the Rosemount Cremation Service who would do her service for us. Thomas. Will you be comfortable with that, Mercedes? Mercedes. Yes, I would be very comfortable. Mark. So Angel. You had mentioned something about wanting to visit the Hart family funeral home. Joyce. Angel has this crazy idea that Mrs. Victoria Richards might still be alive. Thomas. Have you been in the sauce today, sweetie? Angel. I just have this feeling after my talk with Patricia that her mother is not dead. Mark. Next you're going to suggest that it was Mrs. Richards who shot Mr. Richards. Angel. That has also crossed my mind. Thomas. Maybe Dr. Bellows should prescribe you with some medication. Joyce. Watch yourself, Thomas, cause those are sleeping on the couch words. Everyone directs their attention to a text message from their dispatch regarding a gun call. Thomas. Hey Mark, what was that address for Veronica Violet again? Mark. 1033 High Park Road, Unit 1. Thomas. We have a gun call at the same address. Angel. I think we should use the unmarked units. Mercedes. Make sure that everyone is wearing their safety vest because one dead person is enough for me today. Resident of Veronica Violet. The four detectives arrive to find several members from their emergency tactical force standing on the porch. Officer. Good day, detectives. Angel. What are we dealing with here? Officer. We have one female party pointing a handgun at two other females. Angel. We need this female taken alive. Officer. That detective depends on the one aiming the gun. Angel. Have you managed to obtain a phone contact number? Officer. The only number we have is to a Ms. Veronica Violet. Angel. Pass it to me so I can call her. Angel waits patiently as the cell phone begins to ring several times before a female answers it. Angel. Who am I talking to? Female. Me to know and you to find out, Detective Cross. Angel. How do you know my name? Female. I got your name from one of your pregnant friends. Angel. Are you possibly talking about Janice Hart? Female. You catch on quick, detective. Angel. Is this Veronica Violet? Female. Negative, detective, but I'll give you another guess before I blow these bitches' heads off. Angel. Is this Victoria Richards? Thomas, Joyce, Mark glance at each other. Thomas. I'll buy everyone shots tonight if that's Victoria. Mark. We've heard that bullshit many times. Joyce. You still owe us for the last 4 outings we had last week. Officer. You need to speed up, detective, before I take over. Angel. You need to let the Veronica and Janice go, Victoria. Victoria. Or what, detective? You're going to kill me if I don't. Angel. I have no intentions, but there are some officers out here who will do the honors. Victoria. I guess you figured out who shot poor old Rick Richards by now. Angel. I'm going to assume that it was you for sweet revenge. Victoria. You damn right it was for sweet revenge for what the fucker did to our fucking marriage. Angel. And I am also going to assume that you had used Rick's handgun to do the shooting. Victoria. You're a pretty smart cookie for putting the pieces together. Officer. You now have 1 minute, detective, before I give the signal. Everyone glances at the front door as Veronica and Janice quickly walk out and taken by officers before they hear a single shot from inside. Officer. All officers enter the unit with caution. Angel and Joyce wait for the officers to exit the house before walking in to find Victoria laying on the floor. Joyce. How in the fuck did you manage to figure it out? Angel. With the information that I had obtained from Patricia. Joyce. But what did Veronica have against Janice? Angel. Janice is carrying Mr. Richards' child. Joyce. Say no more. Thomas and Mark enter the house to find Victoria laying on the ground with a self-inflicted wound. Thomas. So how do we explain this shit show to Patricia and Philip? Angel. We don't have to explain anything because Patricia and Philip will never find out what happened here. Mark. This has been a wild day for many surprises. Joyce. So Thomas, my boy, are you ready to cash in on those bar shots? The detectives depart the scene when a male party walks up to Thomas carrying an envelope. Male party. Excuse me, are you Detective Thomas Hearse? Thomas. Who wants to know? Male party. I was requested to give you this envelope. Thomas takes the envelope while glancing around the area as Mark, Angel, and Joyce join Thomas. Angel. What's with the envelope, Thomas? Thomas. Fucked if I know. Some dude just handed it to me. Angel. Are you going to open it, Thomas? Thomas opens the envelope to find a copy of his father's autopsy report. Mark. That motherfucker has been here, Thomas. Angel. What's Mark talking about, Thomas? Mark. You need to tell Angel and Joyce, chum. Joyce. Tell us what? Thomas. It appears that I may have a stalker following me around. Angel. And how long has this been going on? Thomas. Ever since we moved into the funeral home. Joyce. So why does Mark know, and Angel and I are just finding out? Mark. Thomas didn't want to panic the two of you. Angel. Does Mercedes know about this? Thomas. We also kept quiet from her. Angel. Well, Mark, like you already said, that this day has just been full of fucking surprises. Thomas. Does this mean no sex tonight? Angel. If your ass is not occupying one of viewing room couches. This brings us to the end of our story. Please tune into our next story titled Grave Discovery.